U.S. Meat Export meeting is underway, taking place in New Orleans. I'm Susan Littlefield. This report's being brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board. They're enhancing demand, adding value, and ensuring sustainability. And joining us is Governor Jim Pillen, who had the opportunity to speak to folks at the USMEF meeting. And Governor, maybe to start out, let's talk a little bit about what you shared with the crowd tonight.
I think that there are a couple of things I think that sometimes are really important for us to stay basic and have some things that we have an appreciation for. And one that I think is that we don't talk enough about is that number one, all of us, American farmers and producers and all of the processors selling product all over the world, to remember we are all in this together. We're exporting 26 or 7% of our pork that we raise. We have to export, I think, around just short of 20% of our cattle. So we are all in this together. It's really important that we stay on the team and that we're doing what's best for the long haul. And then I think that number two that we talked about, and don't do it every day, but that I think it's important for all of us to talk about what an extraordinary privilege it is to be an American farmer, one of the most trusted professions. What a privilege it is, and that we don't take that for granted, because the trust and the integrity that we have earned over the years with the consumer is really, really important. And I mean, if you just think about it, I get goosebumps when I talk about what a privilege it is to be able to feed our family, our neighbors, our folks in our state, country, and then export and feed people around the world. And as I love to say, with our sustainable practices, Nebraska farmers feed the world and save the planet, and that's a privilege not to be taken for granted.
Governor, you've seen firsthand, not only in your role as governor, but as a pork producer, the important role that exports play, and more importantly, the role U.S. Meat Export Federation plays in keeping that dialect open with so many different countries.
Yeah, so the role of the Meat Export Federation, the role of a lot of people and companies that are traveling all the time, and then obviously the USDA. And it's really, really important that everybody understands just how, no matter where they come from, what it is on the land, because we raise way more than we can consume. And as I told the group, does anybody go to Las Vegas? I don't think any of us have to, because we are in a high risk game when we have to rely on exports to be able to balance the bottom line. And it's really rewarding and incredible privilege, but also that's a key part. All of us need to recognize how important what we do is every day, because we can't take a day off. We need every market. We need every box of meat to move. It's incredibly important as we are in a gigantic global market.
When you look at the role that producers play in feeding the world, it doesn't matter what the protein, it plays a vital role, but that comes back to our state of Nebraska and just makes us even more economically viable.
Well, it's, as I like to say, in the center of the United States. And because, we have two extraordinary things. One, Nebraska, it's the people, incredible people who are innovative, risk-taking, entrepreneurial, hardworking, grit and determination. And then, our water. We need to make sure we appreciate what an extraordinary gift the Ogallala Aquifer is, that we have one of the few sustainable aquifers because of the gigantic sponge, the sandhills, and because of the river system, and because of how we continually use our water more judiciously, and how we raise more with less water every year. So those are things, and as I like to say, Nebraska farmers were the first to start going away from fossil fuels a long time ago, when we went from diesel engines of pumping through water through pivots to electricity. And those are all sustainability practices we've been doing forever. And we're working hard on the new bioeconomy to be able to take advantage and create more value for Nebraska farmers and ranchers as well.
Well, Governor, it is an exciting time, and an exciting time for Nebraska, too, when you attend a meeting like this. And we've got people like Steve Hansen in a huge role with USMEF, and moving up the ladder is Dave Bruns. I mean, so it's exciting times for our state.
Yeah, well, the thing that I constantly keep talking about, Susan, is we have the gift of belief. We can compete with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter if we're making syringes or bricks, cattle, pork, corn, ethanol, lysine, and now all the things that plastics and all the things that we're making from corn in the new bioeconomy. So the future is extraordinarily bright, and it's really, really important that we have a focus on our water. We're working hard on that for some new ways, the science and technology of measuring surface flow and making sure that every farmer can recognize that, gee whiz, if I use less water to increase my yields using artificial intelligence tied to the soils, we will be able to farm more land using less water and just continue to keep growing our economy. From my seat, it's really simple. Water is our economic development tool of the future for Nebraska, as we really have a gigantic impact on energy independence and food security. And those are exciting. I just wish I was a lot younger.
Well, Governor, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us this evening.
Hey, thank you, Susan. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for getting the messages out. I greatly appreciate it.
Governor Jim Pillen been joining us today from the U.S. Meat Export Federation meeting. I'm Susan Littlefield on the Rural Radio Network.